You fill up my senses like a gallon of magnet, like a packet of woodbines, like a good pinch of snuff, like a night out in Sheffield, like a greasy chip buddy, like Sheffield United. Come fill me again, na 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 na.
Hi Blade, Tyler here.
Oh, a weekend's never felt so good in a long time. Honestly, it's well overdue. It's made my weekend. I'm an happy man. I'm just over the moon. I am just over the moon. First win of the season, boys, away at Oxford. First win of the season. And it weren't pretty, but we got it done. We got it done. We got it over the line. We battled, and we've got his first win. And on that note, I am going to introduce our first guest, the regular, not all the way from Canada this time because he has touched down back in the UK. The birthday boy, his 105th birthday, celebrating with a 1-0 win. Mr. Ian, how are we doing?
Oh, I'm wonderful. And I tell you what, I feel all of those 105 years after that. Oh my God, my nerves are shattered.
I know, mate. I know. I think I've aged to about 70 or 80 after that because it were.
Yeah.
Those last 10 minutes were an absolute nightmare. But we've got it done. We got it done, mate. We've done the job. We've managed to get a win. So
Anything in it, and haven't we said this right from, way back? The first win is going to be the big one. And it wasn't pretty. It was ugly. But all in all, it's done now. And we can hopefully only go forward now.
well, we've got to, mate. Obviously, we've done it the ugly way. We've done it the hard way. We've battled. It were a poor first half, if we're being honest, but it were night and day in that second half. For that first half an hour of that second half, it were night and day. It were a proper Sheffield United performance. That 30 minutes, first 30 minutes in the second half.
Yeah.
It were what we've become accustomed to, and I felt positive watching, and I always felt like something could potentially happen. And oh man, I genuinely feel emotional. I feel emotional, and it just feels so good that we finally managed to get back into winning ways, and just what we're accustomed to seeing, mate. It's incredible. It really is. But we're I think well, no better place to start than that first half. I mean, before kickoff, it didn't go to plan, did it? Obviously, Chong was supposed to play today.
Right.
And we had a last minute switch around with Samari coming in for Chong. It's when I seen that happen, I thought it's not going to go to plan today. We're not going to. Everything that we're trying to do is just going wrong. And as soon as I seen that, I was like, oh no, it's going to go wrong again. But I was wrong, and I was happy to be wrong. But I was also right because I did predict a 1-0 win yesterday on yesterday's pre-recorded video. So
I wasn't brave enough to do that. I thought we might get a point out of it, but hey, and you know what? That first half, you're right, it was torture in some ways.
Yeah.
But I think for me, the thing that did, if anything, there were a positive out of that first half, the panic wasn't as bad as it has been. And me looked, he looked like to have a calming influence back there, didn't he?
Yeah, they were incredible, mate. My man at match by far today. They were unbelievable from start to finish. Just cool, calm, and collected. And that's what experience buys you. He's got a wealth of experience. He's probably played more games like on his own than most of the team have combined, like at the highest level as well. He were unbelievable today. He were a stone wall.
You
Yeah,
know,
he were incredible. He really were, and I think it says a lot about him. His reaction after game. Wild. I don't know if you watched after game, but Wilder
no,
pushed him towards fans, and he were like sheepish about it, and bit embarrassed. If anything, he didn't want to be pushed towards fans. He didn't want the limelight, and he yeah, he just brought a calming influence to everything, and just he just
he did,
marched
and
the stage.
I think it reflected on McGuinness a little bit as well. You know, it was a lot.
100%.
It wasn't 100%. Don't get me wrong, but it was
Mhm.
certainly, you know, I'd say 75% on his last performance.
Yeah, definitely, mate. He was solid today. The whole back line was apart. I felt like Burrows got turned inside out a couple of times by Plachetta, and I
Mm,
knew that was going to happen because I hate when we play against Oxford because he's a really really tricky winger.
he
He
is.
causes us problems with his pace, but he yeah, we just I felt more confident as the game went on, especially when we got to half time at 0-0 and second half kicked off, and they just you could tell that Wilder had given them a rocket up their arse because they were winning every single ball. They were pushing Oxford back, making them struggle, making them panic, making them go long. And we were winning the second balls, and we were starting off counter attacks, and we were pushing it wide. We were moving the ball quickly. Don't get me wrong, we were still frustrating to watch at times with
Right.
the sideways and backwards passing, but we were we were a lot better. I just wish we'd have killed the game off a bit quicker. I think we could have gone on and got a second before we let Oxford push on for that last 10 minutes. But beggars can't be choosers, mate. I'm just over the moon.
No, 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 no. I think, you know, and I'll be totally honest. I'll be totally honest about it. When we were pushing on and we had them pegged back, and you know things were getting there, and one thing and another.
Mhm.
Did you not get a little bit nervous that they go down to the other end and sneak some?
Yeah, I always do, mate. When we're on top and we don't take advantage of it, I always worry that they're just going to get a lucky break, a lucky bounce. They're going to run forward and they're going to score. That's just like the pessimist in me. I'm always optimistic before a match, but as soon as it kicks off, I think, oh, we're going to concede here. We're going to concede. We're going to concede. But we didn't. We
No,
um, we defended pretty well. We defended a lot deeper than what we have in games so far. I think we were
right,
a lot deeper, a lot more compact, and we camped on the edge of his own box and we drew the line and we said, right, this is where we're going to stand. If you want to score, you've got to beat us here. You've got to beat
right.
us here. We laid the law and we
Mhm.
dictated where we wanted the game to go. And I think we it were a perfect game plan. It were never going to be an easy game today. Low on
No.
confidence, low on everything. No goals, no nothing. We'd not scored a goal until O'Hare's shot it back at net. We'd not scored a goal for 591 minutes in the league.
Wow. And do you know what?
591 minutes.
It, it it tells a story, doesn't it? I mean, yeah, I don't want to do this, but I've got to. The CS thing, right? It
Hmm.
actually today, I think today was more evident the amount of damage that his time there had caused than before, because you could see today they'd gone out there with as well as best they could, a positive attitude to try and get something from it. And yet
Hmm.
at the same time, you could almost see one or two of them doubting themselves.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's damage being done by previous management, isn't it?
Yeah. And Wilder's touched on that a lot this week in obviously build up to game and stuff like that. Obviously, especially after Charlton game, I think he realised himself how big of a job he's got on his hands now to turn this round. But I feel like we've took a big step today. I'm not saying we're going to go on and win league. I have said it. Don't get me wrong. I have said it in jest, but I don't think we're going to go on and climb league and start pissing it. But I do think we are going to see an improvement. It had to start somewhere, and is today the turning point? Is today where things start going in our favour? We start seeing a bit more confidence and a bit more belief in ourselves.
Right.
And
I
I'm
think if we
hoping.
string some results together now, if we can get a big result Tuesday, string some
Mhm.
results together and start climbing. anything's possible, but I think we've all got to. We touched on this a couple of weeks ago. I think we've all got to be realistic
Yeah.
and just whatever comes. Let's not run before we can walk.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what everyone's feeling, mate. I think everybody were just down, weren't they? They were down. Everybody were fed up. Then obviously when Wilder come back in, everybody were optimistic again, and then Charlton happened, and everybody were down in dumps again, and with me included. I genuinely thought, it's going to be a doom and gloom season, but
Right.
it just shows how fickle we are. because now we've got to win today. I'm optimistic, positive, happy, and I've got a pep in my step again.
Yeah, it's certainly what a feeling. But again, turn it round till Tuesday night, and I'm not trying to put a dampener on it, but that's going to be a whole different ball game.
Hmm. Yeah, oh, definitely. Obviously, Southampton, they're one of the better teams in this league, aren't they? In terms of the squad depth that they've got some unbelievable players. Obviously, Cameron Archer, we know exactly how good he is.
Right.
They have got some fantastic players. They've got a lot of squad depth, but I think that's the good thing about the Championship. Games come thick and fast, so when things are going wrong, you haven't got to wait a long time to try and put things right. We've
And it's
managed to.
also going to I think it's going to make a difference on the fact that we've got a little bit of positivity going in and not as long to wait, for the next one. It
Yeah,
might just spill over. I mean,
yeah,
looking at, well, obviously me and obviously Tanga and, McGuinness were good, solid. Burrows, like you say, he had his moments.
hmm
But midfield wise, did you feel better with Samari being in there?
I did for the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then I thought his drop off was absolutely massive after that
Mm,
point. He went missing, and then in the second half, I thought he was good again. It were very stop start with him. That first 10 or 15 minutes, all like, right, he's lively, he's been everywhere on pitch, he's feeding balls forward. Then he had a massive drop off, and then obviously second half, I thought he were decent again. I thought he were like pretty good, and
yeah.
same with City Peck as well. I felt like they were all on the same wavelength. Like they were playing in fits and spurts. They were playing well at points, and then they were miles off it at points as well. So I think it's confidence in getting people up to speed, because we've got a lot of players that have not played a lot of minutes and that have not played at this level for a long time. Like Samare's obviously never played in Championship before this season.
No.
We've got Ben Mee, who's literally just got it, but he were unbelievable. So I'm going to put into the side.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Sidney, that's obviously still a young lad. I were absolutely fuming with him in first half. I thought he were really, really poor first half, but then second half, he was battling for everything. He were battling for everything. He were harassing people. He were like a rash. You just couldn't get rid of him. He were
Right.
yeah.
I mean, for me, that first half, it were again, and again, I don't know whether it were down to confidence, but there were worrying signs, and then you'd see flashes of it, starting to go together, and then it
Mhm.
didn't, then it did, then it didn't, and well, I was looking at clock. I'll be honest, I was looking at clock. Get to 45. Get to 45.
Yeah.
Let's get them off. Let's have them a pep talk. Because I imagine when they got in there, it'll be like, okay, it's not been brilliant, but we haven't conceded.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's. I don't know, because I want to be positive about today, and I am going to be positive about today. But that first half against a better team, we probably would have been behind, and would the heads have dropped again if we'd have gone behind? Yeah, probably they would have. So I think we're lucky that it was Oxford that we were playing today, but you can only play the opposition that are in front of you. So if the opposition can't take advantage of chances that they're getting in that first half, and then we go and nick it, can't complain, can we?
Well, no, because I think, to be fair, we've rode us luck last year a lot. You
Mm-hmm.
know, okay, there were games when we totally dominated, just sat back and said, "Well, come and get us." But we did ride us luck a lot last year. So,
Yeah.
and for all, they say karma. I don't know whether you want to call it karma or not. I don't know whether that's the thing. I think you make your own luck in life. But at the end of the day, today, like you say, once that went in, they were almost a relief from that. Did you see O'Hare, by the way, when we'd scored? First thing he did,
Go on, mate. Remind me.
like that,
Yeah.
to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, and it was the right thing to do, mate. You can't
No.
get ahead of yourselves. I mean, I go back to the Birmingham game. You look at
Mhm.
Gus's outpouring of emotion after he scored that screamer from halfway line. He went ballistic, and then it all just went flat after that, and we couldn't get back into the game. We couldn't get his foot like back in the door. So I think we did the right thing. We managed the game in the right way. Don't get me wrong. We rode us luck. They had a couple of chances. Obviously, they hit post late on,
Right.
but in general, we got rid of most of the good chances that they had. The crosses that they were putting into the box, I felt like we defended everything quite well, and I'm just happy, mate. I'm just happy. Just happy that we managed to get a win. Honestly, I'm like a giddy schoolgirl, mate. I've not stopped smiling since we've won. It's been
I think,
incredible.
you know, and you look, when you're talking about defending, Cooper coming for the ball,
Mhm.
you know, which the Cooper we know and love would do that. But
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago, oh dear, did he come out and flapped at it?
Yeah, he was terrified, weren't he? Anytime a
Uh-oh.
ball came near him, he was like a
Uh-oh.
vampire,
We've
terrified
got
of
dogs in background here. Sorry.
they're celebrating win, mate. We're all good. Celebrating win.
Yeah.
We have got another guest waiting in the lobby,
Oh, that's good.
Mr. Dovitash Harrison.
Oh, look
How
at
are you
him.
doing, my friend?
Evening. It feels weird coming on and talking positively. I'm
I
used to
know.
us being fucking in a meltdown, saying Salazar, Wilder out, they're all shit, relegation. Now look, we've won a fucking game.
I
I
know,
know.
mate. It feels weird, doesn't it?
It does. The fact we've even scored a goal feels weird. I've got that used to watching a game or going to a game and there not being a single shot on target or a goal. The fact
Yeah.
where we've actually scored a goal and got 3 points. It's unheard of nowadays. It feels fucking weird.
That is something I do want to touch on, though. Did we have another shot on target apart from the goal? I can't remember
Don't
us
ask
having
me.
another one, you know.
Yes.
Does it matter?
Campbell went past post, didn't it?
Yeah, it weren't on target though.
Well,
Anyway,
go on.
Con, does it matter?
Hey,
No.
listen, where things have been past few weeks, that classes as a shot on target.
Yeah, I'll just touch on that because he should have scored it.
Possibly so.
Gus got ball on edge at box and he threaded it through one of the Oxford defenders' legs. I think it were Hellick, might be wrong, and
Right.
Campbell were through one-on-one with keeper, and he just put it past post, and it were really, really poor. Like,
Hey,
he should have
one
finished it.
thing I want to say is, obviously I can't really say a lot about today because I didn't watch the game. I've only seen final score. This is first time I'm not watching United game for God knows how long. I've watched all preseason, all cups. No matter what, if I were there on TV, whatever, I've seen it. It's the first one I missed for a while because I was out. We've been calling out to switch to a back five now for weeks. Weeks. We have got the team to play a back five. The other centre backs we signed in summer, that is suited for a back five. We switched to a back five today. We scored a fucking goal. We've got 3 points. I don't know. I don't care how we played, but we didn't concede. And from what I've heard and what I've been told, is second half looked quite good.
Yeah, we did, mate. So, Chris, aim a shot that was blocked. So, I base shots on target based on betting. It being blocked by a defender would not
Con,
be classed as a
you
shot
talking
on
about
target.
betting? I've never heard it before, Con.
I
You're
know,
an
mate.
alright.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? Eh?
Bet you're right smug this weekend, aren't you? After your little
Yeah, let's
fucking
keep that
cheeky
one
win.
quiet.
It's all right because I might be bumping into him Tuesday, so he might have to be buying me a drink.
Maybe.
I'll be asking for more than one drink, Ian. Fucking hell. I'll be asking for a full 3-course meal.
I'll get a round
Yeah.
or two in, mate. I'll get a round or two in, but yeah, not done too bad this weekend. We'll keep it a bit quiet about what
Thing
we've
is,
done.
now though, do you think our problem is just getting the ball rolling? You know what I mean? Do you think now that first goal, well, not first goal, that goal that That goal which just took so long to come, it's now come. The 3 points which took a millennium to come have now come. Do we then build from this? Do you think it gives the players a big boost? Do you think it gives the manager a big boost? Do you think next week it'll be same again, another win, goals? You know what I mean? Or do you think it'll drop off again to how it were beforehand?
So I think it's a completely different test that we've got on Tuesday, innit, against Southampton. I
Shit,
don't think you could
forgot
really
about
get
Southampton.
much polar opposites, could you, really, between Oxford and Southampton? But
No.
the
Shit.
put it this way, I'd rather go into Tuesday with a win today than
Yes.
another disappointing 1 or 2-0 loss. Or
How
whatever.
did Southampton get on today?
Did they draw 1-1 with Middlesbrough? Is that right?
I believe they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
thought
a draw at Middlesbrough at this point in the season is nothing to be fucking laughed about either. That's a
Well,
brilliant point
obviously
how they've been going.
we've been there and we got dominated
Yes.
by them, didn't we? So yeah, it's
I'm
This
just,
is
I'm just
what-
hoping now because we've seen it before in the past, like especially I know it's a bit of a different situation, lad, but key one comes to mind for me is the Ollie McBurney situation when he went on a really bad goal drought, Then it went like 15 games without scoring. Then he finally scored against Luton. Then like we went on like a 6-game purple patch, fucking scored like 6 games straight. Do you think maybe what I'm gonna say? I don't know. It's hard. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Then, boys, I like a right tit. I just went on a. I can't just stop thinking about. It just feels weird being positive and
I know.
we've got a win. I can't even think straight, boys.
Do
Yeah.
you know, for me though, and I don't know whether it's just me being the way I am, but I would rather play someone like Southampton than somebody that's struggling and scrapping, because it might just get us to raise them levels.
Maybe. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that, mate. Especially with the team that we've got. It's the team that we've got are probably more suited to going against teams that are going to be coming at us. Especially
Yeah,
with the
especially
pace that we've got
defensively.
now. Obviously, we've got Gus on left, we've got Ogbenny on right. Ogbenny's he's gonna be more beneficial against teams that he can have foot races with.
Oh, mate.
Because
Sorry, we're on topic of Ogbene. I saw the goal. How long have we been crying out for something like that on wings? How
yeah,
fucking long? That touch and he just fucking glided past him like the way from there. Bullet
yeah.
box, bang. Fucking beautiful.
When we scored, mate, I put it in our WhatsApp group. As you can see, we have got a QR code on the
Oh,
the
shit.
screen. If you do want to scan the QR code, that is the link to the WhatsApp group. We will get you accepted in. We chat a load of bullshit, talk about the games in there, talk about fucking all sorts in there. To be fair, but yeah, loads of blades in there. I think we've got 100 people in group currently, so plenty of people in there that like to have a chat about blades. Plenty of like-minded people. But yeah, I said it. Just getting to the byline and crossing the ball in. That's all you want from a winger. So we have got our adopted blade waiting in the lobby. So I am going to add him in. His team ended up throwing a bit of a result away today, but I'm sure he's still positive about it. Callum, how are we doing, mate?
Very good, thank you. Yeah, frustration, of course, because
You what?
I think I said this to my dad earlier. If they'd have equalised in 60th minute, okay, that's a bit dark. I wouldn't have been bothered. It's just the last few minutes. It's frustration, but I think 2 points is one. We're battling with these teams, and two that it's a good start, but it needs to continue.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's more happy now over in the Sheffield area now.
Callum, only massive teams got over 3 points today in Yorkshire. Only massive teams get 3 points today.
Darcy, you think? Did Sheffield win the draw?
They drew.
Yeah,
did they?
Yeah.
I really wish that I won just so I could have put that in the sentence, but it didn't work.
Oi,
That's why I said it.
wait a minute. You behave yourself, because I don't know whether you're aware. I am in your city right now. And I will come and get you.
Yeah, Ian's home from Canada, mate. So watch.
Oh, no.
Is this Ian or Mr. V?
No, it's me.
God. Yeah, that's
Fucking hell.
Good win for you lot today. I guess
Yeah.
it's not even a matter of performances; it's points. I guess you
Yeah.
want performances to until you start getting points on board. Performances are thrown out window. You could shit house a 1-0 win, a bit like you did today. And if you're getting the 3 points, who's going to care? I think as well, it's a clean sheet. So I think that's another. It's going to give Cooper confidence. Now, he's not had the best start to his second season. I think for last year was brilliant. Up there with probably your player at season. Really like Cooper. Very, very assured keeper. Very calm on the ball. He's not had the best start to this season, but that clean sheet will do him the world of good. And I think now that I said this to you already, Connor, that I reckon now that you'll push on now after that win. Start getting points and start climbing up the table. Because I think for Wilder as well, it'll feel good. Getting his first win.
I think tagging on to that as well, it's like how things have gone for us this season. I think no one really now for a few games gives a fuck how we play. As long as we get a goal, we get 3 points. I don't think there's one blade who cares out about performances. Last season it's a bit different because then that day last season we were challenging for autos, then we're in playoffs. You want your performances, you want your 3 points. But in the situation we're in currently, with fucking rock bottom at league, 5 points adrift now? Are we 4 points adrift?
3 points adrift.
1 second.
3 points adrift.
3 points away from safety.
We're 3 points away from safety. I don't think no one gives a flying monkeys about performances. As long as the 3 points go on end up board or a point, no matter who we play against, a point or 3 points, we're happy.
Yeah, it's just about battling and getting just getting points on board and putting effort in. That's all we're bothered about at the minute. So yeah, I just want to touch on that, Chris. Did the 20 quid you got off me help you put the bet on? So yeah, me and Chris had a little side bet a couple of weeks ago, and he was a man of his word. He did pay up. We had a bet on whether Wilder were coming back or not. I said that he was because I knew he was. Chris said that he wasn't because he was delusional. But he did pay up on his bet. He is a man of his word, Mr. Christopher Eads, good man. But yeah, I did get a nice little win.
Interesting you mentioned Wilder because himself he'll want to prove a point that he can get further in the playoffs this season than last season. Obviously, I think for him, he breeds Sheffield United. He loves the club, no matter what people think of him. Yeah, he has his errors in his ways, but end of the day, he'd die for the club. And I think for him himself, he'll want to come back, get you promoted. I think there are a lot of players who want to prove them, Gus as well. I think for him, if you go up this season, he'll be seen as, I won't say a legend, I think that's pushing it, but I think as a cult hero, and he could have gone 2 seasons ago. But no, no matter what people think of Gus Hamer, whether he's overweight or not, whether he's not always, but I'll tell you what he does, he puts in a shift and there's more to him than, because he could have gone to the Prem, we were after him, I saw a couple of other teams after him, and it just shows how he gets the club, he gets that it was frustrating for you guys last season, and they want to do his best to get you up again. There's clearly quality in Gus Hamer. There's a reason why other teams are after him. He's one of these.
He was championship player of the season last year. Says a lot.
Very controversial, Harrison, but I'll move on.
It still happened, didn't it?
No, of course, mate. He got it, and I did think he was good.
Mate, when it comes to controversial, I do agree. For me, I'm sure. For me, I didn't think he deserved it. I think still up there.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the award it's voted by players in it.
I'm not sure.
I think it is, and I think if you go, it must be horrible playing against Gus, especially when he's on form, because he is a nightmare.
He is. He's one of these players where
he'll try and crop your fucking ankles.
He can change a game. He's a game changer, as Gus Hamer.
He can, mate. I think based on consistency across the season, I think, in my opinion, it should have been Brownhill. I said it should have been Brownhill.
I agree. That's not me being bad. Brownhill was brilliant. He was a massive reason why Burnley went up. Obviously, the defence will play a part due to them having a lot of clean sheets, but Brownhill, a bit like Gus in some ways, in terms of he could have left Burnley.
Yeah,
what?
I agree, mate. But can I just touch on Burnley's defence, actually? Esteve were an absolute stalwart. Like, he scored 2 own goals.
It's a different level, though, the Premier League.
It's completely different, mate.
It's a different ball game. I think as well, you mentioned feels well himself. He's not adjusted so far. He's finding it really hard.
Did they
It
not
just-
lose?
it just
Did they
shows
not
now, it
lose?
just shows-
What Egan, whatever his name was.
Egan Riley,
Egan
have lost
Riley.
him.
they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
lost
I
him.
think it just goes show now how big the fucking gap is. Because let's be honest, Burnley last season fucking stormed it, man. I think what they conceded 15 goals all season or less.
Something daft like that. It
They
weren't
kept.
many.
I think they kept like a clean sheet. I don't think they conceded until November, December. Something fucking ridiculous like that. Because I know their owner JJ Watt had a bet on with Trafford that if he didn't concede all season, he got to like October, November, and people are thinking it might actually happen. He said he'd come back out of retirement, didn't he?
So I think it were like a halfway through the season bet, mate, where like they've
Right.
not conceded for like 20 odd games or
They were
whatever. because-
fucking mental though, weren't it? 20 odd games without conceding, no matter when it were fucking ridiculous. It just goes to show now that a team who conceded so less last season coming to the Premier League, the gap now is just ridiculous. But that being said, Sunderland and Leeds this season, the toe for toe with majority of the teams are playing.
Yeah, like Sunderland especially. Obviously, we
Yeah.
did a bit of a pre-season like highlight sort of thing, didn't we? If you remember, Harrison. And
Yes.
I think I predicted Sunderland and Leeds to stay up. Don't get me wrong. After the first couple of games, I did soon change about Leeds. I do still stand by the fact that I think Sunderland will stay up. Leeds, I'm honestly not sure. Burnley, I am 100% confident Burnley will go down, and there's no doubt about it. I think if you're a Sunderland or a Leeds fan, you can look at the fact that there are some really, really poor teams in Premier League this
Yeah.
year. I know
Yeah, we'll agree.
have obviously just got Nuno now, haven't they? They've got Potter
Yeah.
out the door and they've got Nuno in, so I'd expect them to have a little bit of a bounce.
Yeah.
But
Without
I
a
think
doubt.
even though Brentford have managed to get a win today, it were against Man United, so I won't really look into that too much. I think
Nah.
Brentford.
Oh,
will
gee, I
be
never
down
saw
there.
that result. Did they lose again?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
3-1.
Brentford won 3-1, mate. They were 2-1 up.
Ooh.
Bruno Fernandes missed a penalty for Man U as well. So
Tell you what, though,
he,
it took about nearly 4.5 minutes for him just to take the penalty. I think.
crazy, weren't it?
But I think one
Crazy.
thing that Keith Andrews did very smartly was he made the subs purposely before the penalties, which you can say you want. End of the day, it's game management. It's not. It can play a part of nerves. People think that it's better taking longer because it gives you time to compose yourself. But when you stood there, which doesn't sound like a lot, does it? 4 minutes, but when you wait, when it's a nervous time and when you're in the need for points, the pressure can get to you. And I think we've seen that with Fernandes and United. That I don't think it's quite working on Amarin. I think it's been like that for quite a while, and I think it's kind of.
Sorry,
Go on.
Carl. Thing
No,
is,
go
though,
on,
with
go
Man
on, go
United
on.
is since Fergie, they haven't really properly give a good manager a good run, a good
No.
stint. They've swapped and changed that much. It's hard for a manager to implement his style because, like, well, when Chris Wilder first came to Sheffield United, the first couple of games, man, or the first couple of weeks, months, whatever, were fucking dog shit. We lost 3-0 Southend at home.
But the thing
Yeah, I mean
is,
they're going to change it. They're going to change this round again.
Yeah.
Well, assuming that they decide to get rid of him,
I think
right?
they will. I think they will.
And then what? Because you're 100% right, Harrison. You're 100% right. They bring some. It doesn't really matter who it is. They bring someone else in, and depending who's got the face on and who decides they're not going to play for him and what they've got to bring in and what they've got available, 6-7 games down the road, is it going to be the same again? I just don't understand. There's got to be something else going on at that club deeper than what
there's
we're
a
aware of.
toxic culture there, mate.
Yeah.
There has been for a long time, but I
it's very
just want
toxic.
to touch on this. I don't know what it is about Rubens that managers playing players out of position, but Amarim's doing it with Fernandes. Fernandes is playing as like an
Very
8.
deep. Very deep.
He's playing as an 8 and sometimes as a 6. He's not. He's a 10. He is an out and
Fernandes is one of
out
the best
10.
10s in the world,
Yeah, exactly.
if not the best.
But
Yeah.
I think thing is, touching on Man United again, it's like if you look over the years, the caliber of managers they've had, like you're talking Louis van Gaal, you're talking Jose Mourinho, like
Ten Hag.
even Ten Hag before he went to Man United, top manager.
What's that other one? That Austrian guy they had. What was his name?
Rangnick's a bit iffy.
Rangnick, that's
no,
him.
fuck yeah, Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick's fucking thingy manager.
Ragnick, I think it was.
I wish they had Hansi Flick.
But if you look at Rangnick, he was like what the Germans call like the professor of modern German football.
Yeah, he were the
How
gegenpress.
Bayern Munich are playing now and Borussia Dortmund playing now, it all stem from his ideas.
Yeah, gegenpress did, yeah.
So it's like, it's hard. Something's just not clicking. And they spent big this summer. They spent fucking big. They spent over, I think, nearly touching 200 million. But yeah, they're not performing. It's fucking
I
weird.
don't understand how it's. How can I put it? Right. We've seen what we've seen with Sayers, right? And we knew, yes, it was him. But if we're totally honest with ourselves, a lot of our lads had give up on that. A lot of our lads had give up.
He lost the dressing room very quickly.
So that contributes to a manager's downfall. Now, if it happens once, possibly twice at a club over a period of time, you can accept that, right?
You can get away
But
with it as well financially.
you shouldn't accept it, but you will.
Shouldn't. No, you
But
will.
there, it's not once. It's like you guys have just said, 3 or 4 different managers, all good quality managers. And these Mardy buggers have had their ass, they've had their asses, ass faces on all time. Like, and if they don't like something, I mean, at the end of the day, they get paid a lot of money, and these players are, without a doubt, good quality players. And they just don't seem to want to. And what's going to happen? Because you ain't got another Fergie waiting in wings, have you?
No.
I think they were hoping
though.
on Michael Carrick becoming the next Fergie, but obviously he hasn't put anything up since coming to management.
I just he had him for 3 games, didn't he? Carrick, he had him as caretaker manager, and he won all 3. But obviously,
That Nistelrooy did well.
I'm going to shoot. See you later.
Yeah, no worries, mate. See you in a bit.
See you later.
Take it easy, bud.
Yeah, they had him as caretaker manager, and he did a good job in them 3
It's
games.
financially now that it's going to be worrying because they're spending nearly 100 odds every season, every window. Eventually, PSR is going to cut. Yes, they are, if not the most richest clubs in the world, but they can't keep getting away with it.
Well, they're going to run out of dinner ladies that they can make redundant soon, aren't they? So
mental.
Oh,
but anyway, we're not going to touch on Man United for too much longer because obviously.
Oh no! It's just you can see where it's gone wrong, and I think that's it. Draw a line under it. What we're about today. Oh, by the way, just before we go any further, anybody out there, like and subscribe, please.
Yeah, drop a like and a subscription on channel. Help us all out. So anyone that is in the stream for now, if you can drop a like on this stream for us, guys, I'd really, really appreciate it. Obviously, it helps the channel out massively, get some exposure on the video / stream. So yeah, we appreciate that one. We have got the Sheffield United way in the chat. Thank you very much, boys. I'm not sure who it is, whether it's Nick, Hal, Ollie, or whoever else, but thank you very much for joining in. Up the Blades. Happy birthday to Nick as well, because it is Nick's birthday as well as Ian's.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, obviously a nice little Blades win as a birthday present to you both.
You can ask for much better, could you?
No.
Do you know what it is, mate? I'm 3 for 3. My birthday, I'm home in England with my family, and we got a win today. What more can you ask for?
It's a perfect Saturday, mate. Perfect Saturday. But I think we have touched on him. We touched on him earlier on, but I just want to go back to how good Ben Mee has been today. He's not played much football.
It's that experience that he brings in it. He knows he's played at a higher level than this. He's been in some very good sides. Yes, Burnley got relegated, but it was a solid foundation for them. Even at Brentford, a very well-run club. He's a professional, and I think he can teach. I think one person who should, and I think could learn a lot from him is Binden. And there's a very young defender, is Tyler Binden. He's got a good pedigree about him. Obviously, he's not been the best starter for him this season.
Yeah.
But having a Ben Mee in his ear in training, giving him little pointers, I think it's going to be really crucial because he knows what it's like to be in tough situations. He had to battle year after year at relegation, the Premier League, and with Binden, he's new. He's quite fresh, and I think just one season at Reading, he's been put into the Championship, which is again another level between League One and Championship. It's a very dogged league, a very tight and very hard league to. It's a sink or swim league for many players, and I think for him, he's going to be definitely pivotal for his development. Having experience, I think
for us though, it's got to be without being sort of insular. We've got Binden there, but he's only a loan player. I think for us, it's got
definitely, yeah.
Zatterstrom that's got to be the one that I think
But I think
should be technical.
both could learn off him as well. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
of course, he's only a lone player, so you don't want
Yeah.
him to. But still, it's good to have
Yeah.
a player like Ben Mee, and I think the Ben Mee will want to prove himself again to get promoted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I think I do want to see Benden do well for us. I don't want us to prioritise his progression and development over anybody else in the
No, I
squad.
don't.
Obviously, he's
I
on
mean, you
loan.
look
However,
after your homegrown players first. Yeah.
but you do want to do a good job with the players that you loan as well, because big teams look at that. They look at your development track record with like loan players that you've had previously, and then they'll be more willing to give you their more prestigious talents on loan moving forward. I mean, we have got a good track record with loan players. Morgan Gibbs White obviously jumps off at Page. James McAtee, Tommy Doyle. Who else have we had that have been?
Morgan Gibbs White.
Yeah, I think I said Gibbs White as the first one.
Mm.
We've had some really, really good loans, but then we've had some really, really poor ones as well. Like we had who's the young lad from Leicester that we Luke Thomas.
Luke Thomas,
Yeah,
it was
Thomas.
awful.
He were
We
really,
were
really
after him as
poor.
well, and you beat us to him.
Yeah, he
I
was really,
remember.
really poor. So we've been very up and down. I mean, one of the worst ones that I've ever seen as loan were Ben Woodburn when he was supposed to be the next big thing. Jesus.
Oh my god, I remember it's funny actually mentioned Woodburn. He scored on his debut as a 16-year-old against Leeds in FA Cup.
Yeah, I know he did.
It were a tapping, but it was seen as next best thing since sliced bread. Thing with even with 16, you can't put too much pressure on them. I think the media definitely plays a part these days with young lads that and his agents have to get them. I mean, it's like the other Liverpool winger now, that Rio Namo. He's scored in a good goal against Newcastle. It's had a good start, but I think for him, and like any young lad, keep yourself grounded, keep being professional, keep working hard in training, take your chances when you get them. You'll have agents in the race saying, "Oh, so and so's after you." Or and that's the one thing I do hate about football is agents. Unfortunately, they play a massive part, and a lot of it in a good way.
Yeah,
but
you get it. You get this a lot now, though, mate. Like the young lad for Arsenal, Max.
Max Dolan,
Dowman.
15 years
Dowman,
old.
yeah.
Dolan, yeah.
He's obviously had a really, really good start to his Arsenal career, but these players have only got to play 10, 15 games for a senior side in Premier League now, like one of these big teams, and they've got a 20 million price tag whacked on their head straight away.
PSR comes into it as well. It allows it's seen as more beneficial and financially better by selling your homegrown talents, which ain't always a good case. It's like when Newcastle sold Elliot Anderson, they didn't want to sell him, but unfortunately, due to PSR, which again is another crap thing in football, but if it can help you in the future, no one's really going to complain.
Yeah.
No.
It's true, mate. It's true.
Listen, boys, I hate to do this to you, but I've just noticed I've got a message from my other half.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll let you go.
I thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you to the boys for the 3 points today. Pleasure to be with you, and hopefully I will see you Tuesday evening, Con.
Yeah, should see me Tuesday.
See you later, pal. Take care.
Enjoy the rest of your birthday,
both
Ian,
of you. Thanks.
And have a good rest of your weekend, mate. And up the phone.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, pal.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Thank you.
But yeah, these young talents, mate. There's a lot of pressure that gets put onto him. They get hefty price tags. Like I think there should be a rule where you can't get rid of sell your younger players until they're at like 21. I really do.
Yeah, 100%, because I think obviously the one for the agents is money. If a player gets sold, they get a hefty cut. But I think the one is it's maybe at 18 or something if they're going. Now they're not. It's not always guaranteed they're going to kick on. They might not light up the next move. Brewster completely seizes that. Was a decent player at Liverpool. Had a good 6 months in the Championship with Swansea, but never kicked on. Couldn't work in the Premier, even the Championship for very, very poor. But unfortunately, it's one of these things that you pay hefty price tags. You're not always guaranteed to get a finished article.
No, far from it, mate. It's a dodgy old game, football, but
Yeah, I think financially now it's huge. You know, it's seen as money is the massive thing. It shouldn't be. You know, football is about the fans. It's about fans going every week. You know, away days, having a pint with your mates. But unfortunately, money is the be all and end all, and it's sad to see where football is going. You know, for
Yeah.
generations, people have not even thought once about money. You know, transfer fees for players are getting bigger and bigger. I mean, it all stems from when Neymar went to PSG for 100 odd million. Ever since then, the market's been broken. You know, you're seeing players go for price tags that obviously it's not the players' fault. They don't choose what price to go for. Unfortunately, it is about agents, like I said, pushing deals and clubs pushing deals.
Yeah.
But I don't see it getting any better. I see it getting worse
Yeah.
because money is dominating the game. You know,
Yeah.
we all look at the Super League that would potentially come up, and it was all about money. No relegate.
Yeah.
I mean,
That'll come
I
back
don't-
round as well. That
yeah,
won't be
it's been stirring. I've heard Madrid are still pushing for it. That shows right there where how much football means to fans. You know, protest. Liverpool and Leeds fans remember that game
Yeah.
outside Ellen Road, both protesting. You had and United fans come over to protest, and it just showed you put your rivals aside, you put your differences, and you all come together for the beautiful game that we love.
Yeah.
It's hard, it's frustration, but I think as long as the players come and go, but it's the fans that always stay. I think
Yeah. Exactly.
a lot of people at the top forget that. They forget that it's the fans that are cheering them on every week. It's the fans that are spending hard-earned money going to games, spending time, even if you're not going to a game. You're still taking time out of your day to watch the game. You know, some fans are spending loads of money on traveling. You know, you've got it's dedication. It's very much dedication. It's do it because we love it, and it's great to see that fans they'll always be there. Even if you're in dogged areas or bad times, fans are always still supporting the team because they love the club. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's in their DNA.
100%, mate. Obviously, a lot of people don't choose the team, do they? Some
No.
people do, but there's a lot of the time. Obviously, it's passed on from like father to son, grandfather to grandson.
Yeah.
It's bred into you a lot of time. Like with me, it were a little bit different. So my dad were a Leeds fan. My stepdad's a Sheffield United fan. My stepdad were the one that started taking me to games and stuff like that. So obviously, I ended up being a United fan.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people out there where it's father to son, grandson to
Yeah,
grandfather.
it's built through generations.
Yeah, of course it is.
And people want to keep it going because they want to keep the support of the club. You know, you can have your what is it? Your fans from abroad, which I think is quality. No, there's a fan in our group chat in Leeds who's from West Virginia. Another fan who's from New Zealand. Shows how much, but it's your homegrown fans that you need to look after. They're the ones. That's not me. That's disrespect to any other fans that watch it abroad. It's brilliant that people are getting up at endless hours of the day watching the team. I think our pal, I think he wakes up at 3 in the morning and he's 60 plus years old. It's dedication.
Yeah.
And for fans, I love going to games, and I think all you want to see is that your team putting 100% effort every week. You're not going to win every week unless you're a Barcelona or Madrid, but as long as as long as the players are putting in the effort, as long as they're giving 100% for the badge, they'll love it.
Yeah.
And I think football is such a massive thing for a lot of people. Mentally wise, it definitely
It
helps
is,
mental
mate.
health. It can
It is.
drive you crazy. But I love it.
It is. I mean, today's been like a prime example. A lot of our mob have been obviously down in dumps, absolutely gutted. You go from obviously Isa winning most weeks last season to the lows of what we've experienced early on. Obviously, turmoil, a lot of chopping and changing, a lot of going back and forth, trying to figure out what's working and what's not. But today, it just seems like there's a different buzz about everybody. Everybody's happy again. You've got a pep in your step. Like me in particular, like I can obviously give a good account of this one. I've been absolutely buzzing ever since that final whistle. When I've had a smile on my face, I've been optimistic. Sun's shining, even though it's not shining. It's shining in my head.
It's mad. What it's mad as well that see you've been on a massive losing streak. Just shows you what one win can do.
Yeah.
It gets fans up now. They're looking up instead of looking down. And I think another thing is gets fans excited for next game. I think when you're in that losing period, you were dreading every game coming. Because like, is it going to be another loss this week?
Yeah.
Am I going to go? Is my weekend going to be spoiled? Because that's another thing. Is football, as much as you love it, makes or breaks your weekend. Especially if you're dedicated to it.
Yeah.
It plays a massive part with me. With Leeds, whether we lose or win, a draw today, I love it and I'm buzzing. But I lost it, and you can't get out your head till next game. It's going to be constantly in your mind, and
you're constantly wanting the next game to come, aren't you? Even if you're winning or losing. Like today, obviously, I don't want this feeling to end, but I want us to go on to Southampton now on Tuesday and put Southampton to sword. I want us to go and beat them. But if we'd have lost today, I'd have been praying for Tuesday to hurry up so we can try and put it right, because I don't want to be in that doldrum. Like, we've lost. Like, obviously, there are bigger things to life than football. There's a lot of bigger things to life than football. But when you've, like, I'm 25, I'm 26 next month. Obviously, I've given like 21 years of my life to like this club. And obviously, I'm going to be giving them every day of my life until the day that I die now. So when you've got that sort of lifelong investment with a club, then winning or losing on a weekend, it can, or like a weekday, whenever they play, it can dictate your mood and it can dictate how your day's going to go and how your week's going to go. So just the fact that they've managed to win today, it's a massive, honestly, it's
confidence boost.
Yeah. Honestly, mate, I forgot how good this feeling is and I forgot how much I enjoyed it. But we got a bit deep there, Cal. We did get a bit deep there, didn't we? It's not usually what we do on this channel.
I am going to have to go, unfortunately, but before I do, please, everyone do subscribe and please do like it. You know, it's a brilliant channel, this, and whether I love or hate, well, actually, I hate Sheffield United. It's a brilliant channel.
You love us inside, mate. You love us inside. We know you do.
If you make sure we can feel better by thinking that, all right, why not? No, but take care. I'll catch you on next one.
You too, mate. I'll catch you later.
See you later.
So yeah, obviously we've had a few people on today. Everyone that has jumped on stream, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for jumping on. I'm going to run through comments in a minute and then we will leave it there. It's not going to be as long as what some of them are. Obviously, Ricky's not here today, my partner in crime, so we're not bouncing off each other constantly. It's just me doing it solo, and obviously people jumping in and having their contribution, which I massively appreciate. But just final thoughts on today, really. It's I've said it numerous times, but it just feels so good. It just feels so good that we've managed to get a win. Remembering what that winning feeling's like, and I would have loved to have been in that dressing room today just to see smiles on everyone's faces. It must have just been a massive sigh of relief for everybody, and they've got that monkey off the back now. And I'm just hoping that on Tuesday when we play Southampton, it's going to be they're a tough side to play against, and we're going to need to be up for it, and we're going to need to be at the races. I just want to see them play with a little bit of freedom, not be afraid to make a mistake by trying something that's going to be progressive, because that's what we're going to need to be. We're going to need to be proactive rather than reactive against Southampton. We need to be dictating how the game goes, the pace of the game, because if we let Southampton play their own game, we are going to struggle. But obviously Wilder's going to know that. He really does know this club inside out, and he knows what makes this team tick, and you could see how much it means to him today. He looked emotional after it, and it's just good to see that we've got someone that knows how important it is. Like we say, I've got no hard feelings towards him personally, but he weren't the right manager for this club. Now that we've got a manager back that understands the club, understands the fans, and that's got us all singing from the same hymn sheet again, and we've seen a battling performance that we've managed to get a result on the back of. I can't ask for any more than that. I wanted to see us go in a different direction, but no. If it comes at the cost of having this sort of attachment to the club. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So I'm just buzzing, and it's going to have, I'm just going to be bouncing about for the rest of the weekend now. So I hope everybody else is as well. So I'll run through comments and then we'll leave it there, guys. So Shirek, what an absolute legend, by the way. Hit the like button as you enter the only live Working Class Blades podcast. No caviar and champers, fake weirdos over here. Just hard working class bladesmen from the lane. Agreed, mate. Agree. Oh, we've got Tanganga in. Jaffet, the captain Tanganga. I did a great fucking job today at right back, didn't I, boys? Yeah, put a good shift in as always, mate. As always. Shirek replying to that one. Right, well, skip over that one. That was the link to that. All right, brothers. All right, Chris. Obviously, I already knew that you were here. I did keep an eye on this comment as well. I know you were talking about Samari when you made this comment, so he's nowhere near up to scratch. Matos was far better after coming on. So with Samari, I thought it was really, really good for the first 10 or 15 minutes, as I mentioned, and then he fell off a cliff after that. He didn't do the job that he was supposed to be doing as a holding midfielder. And then the second half, he looked good again. And then when Matos come on, I thought Matos were really, really solid when he come on. He run about, made himself look busy and put a good shift in. So I agree with you, and I also disagree with you at the same time. Can we agree we're using Cannon wrong? I've said this before that I feel like we're using Cannon wrong, Chris, but I've seen Cannon playing a few different systems for us now, and he's not been good in any of them. I've not looked at a Tom Cannon performance in a league game or a cup game and thought, yeah, he's had a really, really good game. Pre-season, don't get me wrong, off at left-hand side, he looked all right, but in league and cup, I've just not seen anything from him where I thought, right, yeah, he's going to kick on eventually. He's going to finally bed himself in. I just don't think it's a fit for us, and I think he does need to go elsewhere to like revive his career again, basically, because you don't go from being a good finisher and highly rated prospect like what he is to a shit player overnight. So are we using him incorrectly? Yes, I'd probably say so. But is he doing everything that he can to establish himself in the team? No, he's not. So I think for all parties concerned, he should go. Yeah, I've already touched on this comment. I've started classing goal kicks as shots on target. Yeah, I'd probably do the same, Shirek, to be fair. Yeah, we need every shot on target that we can get. Mr. Paul Young, how you doing, all of you? Well, as you could probably tell, mate, we were all good, all buzzing that obviously we've managed to get his first win. I hope you're all good as well, mate. Obviously, I've seen you in there quite a few times now, so we appreciate the support. I hope you enjoy your weekend. First Blades win of the season. Woo! So, up the chuffing blades, lads. Up the chuffing blades, indeed. It's fucking over here, Nick, not chuffing. Yeah, obviously he's keeping it PG, mate. He's Mr. Professional, isn't he? We're definitely not, but we appreciate him being here. So, but yeah, it is fucking on the Just United channel. Evening, Kieran. Happy birthday and welcome back to the promised land. Yeah, he obviously we've all wished him happy birthday in the chat today, but Ian's obviously a massive part of the channel and we do appreciate him, and we appreciate him taking time on his 105th birthday to talk about the win that we managed to get today. So happy birthday, Ian. Happy birthday. Up the fucking blades indeed, Ricky. Go on. Having my tea, boys. We will watch later. Just dropped in to say up the fucking blades. No show from Ricky again. I see, even after a win. Happy birthday, Ian. Ricky is working. I'm not going to call him a part-timer tonight, but he is working. But yeah, he is part-time. So, but yeah, managed to get his first win, Mike. So appreciate you dropping in, mate. Up the fucking blades, indeed. Need to change my profile picture. Still, Ruben says, yeah, you do, Mike. Get it back to Wilder walking on water. Andrew, hope you're all good, mate. Hallelujah. There is a football god. Need to wrap me in cotton wool between games. Hopefully, the 2 international breaks before Christmas will help us. Yeah, agree, mate. How fucking good was Ben Mee today? Unbelievable. Just while we're on the subject, actually, can everyone put who they think was the man of the match today in the chat, and we'll see what people were seeing. I want to see if people are seeing the same game. Personally, for me, it was Ben Mee, head and shoulders above everybody. But I just want to see what everybody else thought. I thought Peck had a really good first portion of the second half. Ogbene, I thought Ogbene he had a really good first portion in the second half. There were a lot playing well in spurts, but I think Ben Mee were just unbelievable all game. I really do. So, up the Blaze, did you see what Aware said at the end of the game? What Chris said at half time? That is what was missing, man management. So, I've not had a chance to have a look at the post match interviews yet, mate. So, I need to have a look. I'm going to do that as soon as I end at stream, which I'm going to do in a minute. But yeah, he is a man motivator. He's a man manager. Chris is one of them that can wrap their arm around somebody and pick them up off the floor when they're down, which is exactly what they need. And at this bunch of players, obviously, they need someone to wrap their arm round them and just make them feel comfortable and make them feel like a person. Basically, that's something that Sayers don't do. He's somebody that just manages a squad as a whole, and you could see that. So we've got that back in Wild and you could tell that he definitely put a rocket up their arse at half time. That whatever he said to him definitely worked. It definitely worked because they come out and they looked a different team in that second half. Top man Con, appreciate you, Shirite. What a guy. Connor, the funniest loaded big winner today, son. Enjoy. Appreciate that, mate. Shout out to all the panel top lads. Yeah, I'll second that, Shirite. Like everyone that comes on and obviously gets involved and gives their opinion on things, it makes the channel tick, makes my job easier, it makes Ricky's job easier when they're all coming on channel and giving us things to talk about and giving us people to bounce off. So yeah, really appreciate it, and I'm glad that obviously everyone enjoys people that come on. Ben Mee's going to be the new Jake Wright, unbeaten when he plays. Premier League class. Thought McGuinness was man at match. Fair play, Max. I can't really disagree because I thought McGuinness was solid. He wouldn't have been my man at match personally, but I did think that he was really good. Shout out to my boy Ricky too. We won my fight. Yeah, he'll. I'm sure he's watching, mate, or he will be watching after the fight. But yeah, he will be obviously doing a couple of vids at some point next week, so you'll be able to get Ricky's opinion and reaction to the game. But I'm going to leave it there, boys. We've been going for over an hour now. It's a Saturday night. I want to go and have some food and enjoy the rest of the night and spend it with the family. So, thank God. First win of the season. Enjoy your weekend, boys and girls. Much love from the Just United channel. And up the fucking blades.